Good day. So the question is, what are some natural remedies for Alzheimer's? Dr. Peterman, what do you think about that?
I think that if the medical establishment heard you ask that question, there would be laughter, because we're told there's nothing you can do about Alzheimer's. There's nothing you can do but try to slow the progression. And in fact, I don't believe that. I have actually seen beta amyloid webs evaporate. And I'm not saying that's a cure, but it is capable of backing out from the initial onset of Alzheimer's. Now, the way that was done is massive doses of resveratrol and a couple of other materials. And that resveratrol, if you look up some information about it, in high enough doses, it has been shown by medical research to actually substantially reduce or melt away the protein webs that build in the brain of an Alzheimer's person. Now, in almost every case that an Alzheimer's person exhibits this material, their diet has not been up to standards. You're not going to generally find people who are vegan, vegetarian people who've lived off the land and lived next to a dormant volcano and planted their own gardens where they had the best soil on earth. These people have never, ever shown any signs of Alzheimer's or dementia. And that's because those maladies are mostly the result of nutrient deficiencies or modifications of mitochondria and nutrient deficiencies. And if you starve the body enough, the body's going to substitute materials to do a job. And that's what happens in Alzheimer's and dementia. Certain nutrients are not received or not absorbed. Maybe they're taking them, but due to alkalinity or excessive alkalinity or excessive acidity in the urine and the saliva, you're going to get a situation where the body, you may be taking all the best materials in the world, all the best vitamins and minerals, but you're not going to be absorbing those minerals and vitamins, and it's just going to go right through your body. The body is only capable of using something if the machinery is tuned up to do that. I mean, it would be like putting gasoline in a diesel truck. It just isn't going to work. I mean, there are things that the body can do and cannot do. And one of it is that it can't function properly if it isn't given the nutrients that it needs to operate. Now, you're probably not going to drop dead immediately if you don't have certain nutrients, but the body is going to try to substitute something or just do without, and you're going to end up with some kind of problems in your health because the body can't help it. The body is just going to do the best it can. So if you want to improve the situation, you want to go and look at all of the best organic foods that you can get. People say, that's too expensive. Well, explain to me how increasing your grocery bill by 5 to 8% is more expensive than that $60,000 pickup that you bought last month. And you're making $1,400 a month payments on that. You can afford a great new truck, and it's called misplaced values. Who's going to drive the truck when you're not around? Who's going to live in the body that you wear out? Where are you going to live when your body wears out?
That's right.
Come on.
Either paying for it now or paying for it later. So.
Yes, you pay now or you pay later. See, paying now costs a little. Paying later costs a lot, and you're not going to feel like paying later because you feel terrible. So a lot of people say, I don't want to live a long time. It'd be terrible. Why? Because you're just laying there and you're in a nursing home. Well, yeah, if you keep the lifestyle you have now, yeah. I intend to just be riding across the prairie one day and fall off my horse at 110. They find me because the buzzards are circling. I mean, come on. I'm going to live my life the fullest that I possibly can, and I have no intention of lying in some nursing home other than, some catastrophic failure or being hit by a bus. I have no intention of deliberately putting myself in that kind of a situation. And I would be deliberately putting myself if I drank a lot of alcohol, I smoked cigarettes, I ate all the wrong foods, and just said, well, I like to enjoy life. Well, what is enjoying life if you're killing yourself? It's like I ask people about donuts. Donuts are great. They feel good. They're warm. They taste great, but they're a wonderful symbol of what we're not supposed to do. And people say, what do you mean it's a symbol? It's big, it's round, it has a whole egg, looks like a zero. And in fact, it is a big, fat, caloric, greasy zero. You look at the donut and say, that's a zero. Matter of fact, it's a minus zero, mathematically. Because when you eat a donut or white bread, your body has to take materials from the body just to be able to digest that negative food. So that's where we are right now. We need to be more cognizant of what we are doing to ourselves in order to avoid those kind of problems in the future.
I've seen and heard about some studies on how high fructose corn syrup could contribute to Alzheimer's. Do you agree with that?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Why is high fructose so bad? Well, I would say, let me count the ways, to quote Shakespeare loosely, very loosely. Let me count the ways. One is it's 100 times sweeter than cane sugar. It's completely devoid of all nutrients. It is harvested from plants that are almost entirely genetically modified. It is harvested by a method using mercury, and it exudes a normal drink of, what do they call these, energy drinks?
Yeah,
it has so much high fructose corn syrup that it exudes, I believe one researcher said it exudes more mercury in that drink from the processing of the corn syrup than the leaching of the mercury from your amalgam fillings in your teeth. Who want to do that? Besides, if you use high fructose corn syrup and you're young, you're setting yourself up for diabetes in the future because you're super stressing your pancreas and your liver. They're going, what are you doing to me? This is horrible. They can't process the sugar fast enough. And besides, when you are processed, then you're doing a nosedive into the dirt. Oh, but you've got another one. You can drink that again. Okay, now your heart rate is 110, and you're sitting there trying to write a report for your boss. Good luck. So all of those things, I think, will contribute to dementia and Alzheimer's in future generations. It's insane. Why would anybody do that? We used to drink 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning. There's 5 cups of coffee in one of these energy drinks. And then somebody drinks 2 or 3 before noon. I saw a kid that came into my clinic so strung out, I thought he was on drugs. He was. Caffeine. He just about poisoned himself on caffeine. That was the equivalent of 15 cups of coffee. Drink the pot. It's less cups. My goodness. And I think those contribute to dementia or Alzheimer's in the future. I have no evidence of that, but I can see that you're certainly destroying mitochondria in your body. Mitochondria can't survive with that level of caffeine. It hurts it.
Are you talking about from energy drinks or excessive caffeine?
They're both. They are excessive caffeine, and they are high fructose corn syrup, which also puts a lot of stress on your mitochondria. And your mitochondria, depletion of that, really sets you up for Alzheimer's and dementia later too. So it's all linked together. And all of this scares me because we have a whole generation now that's consuming this this biological bomb for health problems later.
Would you say that some caffeine is good for the body?
A little bit of caffeine is always good for the body. A little bit of caffeine is something that raises heart rate a little bit. 1 cup of coffee in the morning doesn't hurt people. Matter of fact, it sharpens the intellect a little bit. It sharpens your perceptions. It turns out to be pretty healthy and pretty good. You get to 2, okay. 3, you begin to have a decline in the quality of what the caffeine could have done for you. So the more you add to that, the less benefits you have, and as in all good things, moderation.
Gotcha. Understood. Okay. How do you think things like CBD oil could help aid and prevent Alzheimer's?
Well, there's a lot of research going on about that, and I really believe that there is some amazing breakthroughs that are going to be coming now, because the cat's out of the bag as far as the use of hemp, which is one of the most wonderful plants that was ever created in this world. One of the most wonderful plants. I use it twice 2 kinds of material from hemp every day, and that is hemp powder protein, and I use that for weight control, and then I use the natural cold pressed hemp oil to really give me the kind of cholesterol and fats that are good, especially omega-3s and omega-6s. And it's really strange because hemp oil, the omega-3s and omega-6s are exactly the ratio the body needs, because we need a certain amount of each in a ratio between omega-3 and omega-6. Fish oil has exactly the upside down version of that ratio, so the body is either getting too much of one or too little of the other, and there has to be some jiggling around of the chemical process in the body before fish oil becomes useful. And I just don't like fish oil because it's coming from a polluted ocean. You don't know if it came off the coast of Fukushima in Japan and glows, or if it's from fish farms. Oh, you do not want to eat fish farmed food, because I read of one study where this company was making, they were growing turkeys, and they were selling all the turkey droppings to a company that had a barge, and they would go out and dump the turkey droppings in the ocean water in this large pen, and the fish were eating turkey droppings because it's full of protein. Who wants to eat a nice, beautiful tilapia that got its entire being from eating poop? Now, come on. I used to work, when I was a child, work at a turkey farm. Nobody needs to eat that. Not even fish. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. So anyway, any other comments?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. Sounds like there's definitely some ways to prevent getting Alzheimer's with our technology that we have these days and with proper nutrition. So.
Well, there's another thing I want to add real quick before we go, and that is the brain is like a muscle. If you don't exercise the brain, you lose cognitive skills. I had an aunt who was 100 years old. She went in a nursing home, drove herself to the nursing home, checked in. And of course, 2 years later, she died because they put her on heavy drugs because she talked all the time. She's like me. And so, she was great. And the thing about her was that she worked a 500-piece puzzle over a week on a card table. She worked 10 math problems every single day. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Every day, 10 math problems. And then she would also read 2 newspapers front to back, dailies, every day. And if you want to talk about world events or anything, she could talk to you about it. She knew about it. And she could give you, there was not a lost fiber that wasn't used in her brain. She was amazing. And sometimes I said, what do you do all day? She said, well, a lot of times I go down and volunteer at the nursing home, take care of those old people. nobody was old as she was. But she would take care of those old people 75 to 100. No, she was there. She was taking care of them. But she never had Alzheimer's. She never showed any dementia, because one of the things that scientists now say is you have a lot less chance of ever having that kind of disability if you exercise your mind every single day. I'm hoping that I don't have it, because I'm trying to do that. I'll be 70 in next year, and I challenged myself to go to medical school at 65 and finish a 3-year program the day before I turned 68. So I believe and practice what I say, and I'm recalling information from years and years ago, and so I think it's important.
Absolutely, without a doubt. If you don't use it, you lose it, so to speak, right?
Yeah, and you're not going to find it again either. It's lost. So here we are. Till next time, this is Jerry.
And David.
And we look forward to you hitting the like button. Go ahead and hit that like button. It's great. So we also provide a link right up here somewhere, and that link will give you information, and we have a subscribe button. So if you want to stay informed as to when we release some more videos, we're going to do that. We have several thousand topics we're going to get to over the next couple of years, and we're going to build you a really nice library that you can go to and look into questions you might have, because a lot of these questions have already been posted. People just want to know, so we're going to try to address that concern. Till next time, be well.
Be well.